We're going to talk a little bit now about when the price is too high, moving through the emotional blackmailers in our lives, the manipulators in our lives that we all have. It's part of our life when we're going through our journey. As I've said, my books are all autobiographical. I am moving through my journey in this life expression and sharing those things I have come to know, those things that have helped me in creating the life that I want. In my original book, Life by Design, we move through understanding that you create your own reality to actually identifying and removing the emotional blackmailers in your life, and finally anchoring yourself in the light of God. All of my books have been workshops that I have done down over the years. And in those workshops, people have very oftentimes come to me and say, I bought the entire book and I'm working through Life by Design, and I find my real bugaboo is emotional blackmailers. And I have, had to buy another book because I have written and highlighted and scratched everything off going over and over and over again. And they've said the same thing about anchoring in the light of God, because these are principles in how to stand in your God power once you've identified it. And so I have broken out these two. When the Price is Too High is now a separate CD, and so is Anchoring in the Light of God, which is also a separate CD, to keep my clients from having to buy over and over and over again Life by Design. If their particular problem is the emotional blackmailers, they can now have that CD and they can wear out that CD. So as we move forward, as I said, my books are autobiographical. This is my journey. These are the things that I have found. I am certified in hypnotherapy, and a lot of my cases also are, I have seen this again and again and again in my clients. One of the things that we're always working through is those emotional blackmailers. They have created havoc in the lives of my clients. I have been doing this since 1986, and I have not only on my own journey, but the people that I have worked with seen this issue again and again. It causes a lot of conflict in lives. And as we move through our journey, identifying our emotional blackmailers becomes really important. And identifying them with empathy, in a state of forgiveness and tolerance, but also recognizing when someone is toxic. And it doesn't matter what the relation is. It could be a spouse, it could be a significant other, it could be a parent, it could even be a child, an adult child. And I can say from experience that the most difficult thing that any mother will ever have to do is to declare a child of her own toxic and remove that child from her life and her world and her affairs. I can speak from personal experience that this is a very, very difficult thing, and I do not wish it on any parent. That being said, your first and foremost obligation is to respect the source that gave you life. And in respecting that source, one of the things is to live your life fully, optimally, to the best of your ability. And that means that you do not allow the Godhead of another person to supersede your own. And I believe that that is what is meant in that Bible verse that says, "Thou shalt have no other God before me." I really believe that he's talking about all of the other gods, because we are all an aspect of the Creator. We are an individualized personality soul that is going through a state of perfection. Not your I am aspect that is already perfect, but your individual personality soul, which is also eternal, which is moving through its own state of growth and evolution. As such, your relationship, as I've said, with your creator is first and foremost. And I am not talking about religion and how you may express that relationship. I am talking about that relationship. And you have a duty and a responsibility to put that relationship before any other relationship you have. So once you identify these emotional blackmailers, and once you determine whether will your forgiveness and tolerance allow them to stay in your life, or are they simply toxic? If it takes too much to have them there, then clearly release them in love, in light, in understanding. I hold no malice toward anyone that I have released from my life. I simply know that they are not any good for me where I am. They may sometime in the future be okay, but right now they're toxic. They wreak too much havoc. If I cannot be myself, if I have to walk on eggshells, if I have to guard everything I say because you're going to take it the wrong way, then at some point I determine that you're just not worth it. You're not worth everything I have to do. That is what I mean by when the price is too high. We all pay a price, but it's up to us to determine if that price just exceeds what we're willing to pay. And we do this by examining the relationship in love and in light, in compassion and empathy, understanding their role, understanding where they are, understanding the lesson they may be teaching, but ultimately knowing that this is my life, my universe, and I don't have to deal with this lesson if I decide that I do not. I'm always a choice. It's always my world. Everyone is passing through. As one popular author said, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I have come to know that very few people are in your life for a lifetime, even your own offspring. So, moving through emotional blackmailers and listening to the clients that I've had down through the years, and even realizing in my own life, this is very, very difficult, but it is so necessary because we do not realize how the emotional blackmailers in our life affect the very fabric of our life, affect how much we achieve, affect how we feel about ourselves. An author once said that if someone in your life doesn't make you feel good about your life, then they don't need to be there because they're toxic to your self esteem. And so, how often do we keep people in our lives simply because we think, because of their station in our life, be them a parent or be them a sibling or be them a significant other or be them a sibling or a child, an offspring, we say to ourselves, well, I can't remove my son. I can't remove my daughter. Why not? They're only in this relationship with you and showing up as a son or a daughter or a sibling because that's what the contract that you made. But they are their own individual soul entity. And they have been in your life many, many times in many different capacities. And if you decide, I tell a friend of mine all the time that there are some contracts that I may have made that I decided right in the middle of the contract, no, I will pick you up on the next go round. I have had enough of you this time. And then I have canceled the contract and removed the person. And I have not done so in anger. I have done so in perfect choice, understanding that you are always at choice. And I hope if you listen to the tape, when the price is too high, moving through emotional blackmail, I hope that as you listen to my journey and the things that I have come to know, it is always my sincere hope that you take something away that can help you on your journey as you remove the emotional blackmailers and manipulators in your life.